Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to SmackDown tonight. We have heard that Daniel Bryan is backstage and set to make an in-ring return. But first, we got to get started with the Miztourage versus Big E and Woods of the New Day. Let's get started.
Quiet on the set. Can we please have quiet on the set?
And what's this angle I'm getting in my headset right now that this is actually going to be contested under tornado tag rules. What do you know about that? Actually happening tornado tag rules, not the normal. Look at, what is it? Curtis Axel, a little eccentric there. Yeah, what do you know about the Miztourage and this tornado tag stuff? Was this put on by them or what?
Well, I don't know where this stems from, but the Miztourage is one of the best groups in all of WWE, and I don't mind you saying that he's a little eccentric, but let me tell you, Tony, they are A-list celebrities. I mean, these are actors. These are guys that can do so much in and out of the ring, and honestly, with tornado tag rules, both of them being in the ring at the same time, I would say it's a win-win situation for the Miztourage.
This is the Miztourage going to be taking on 2/3 of the New Day, and we aren't going to have their other members out there. And also Maurice is not out there. Bo Dallas is not involved. This is tornado tag rules. We're going to have it right here. We have our Intercontinental Champion, The Miz. In angle, we're going to get our first look at the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. I believe the New Day coming on out here. And we are getting some sort of a champions versus champions type match here. Is that correct?
Yeah, I guess you could say that, but look at these buffoons. Look how they play around. What a gimmick. These guys are stupid.
Are you kidding me? Come on, dude. These are the New Day. They're the best team in all professional wrestling. They're so much fun.
It's all cool when it's fun in games, but when you're in that ring, you have to be a true superstar. They have those title belts, but if they keep acting the way they do, you might have to expect them to lose those titles sometime soon.
Oh, no, you got to be kidding me. The New Day is definitely going to prove here why they are one of the premier tag teams in all of WWE, not just SmackDown, but all of professional wrestling.
Absolutely. They actually had really good stints in NXT, so as we look back in their career, I'm really anxious to see how they're going to pair up with somebody like The Miz and Curtis Axel. That lineage, Curtis Axel, is coming from a perfect background, and I just don't see that with the New Day.
Well, the thing about the New Day is they are the greatest modern day tag team in my opinion here, and this is going to be a little bit different because we have tornado rules. As you know, that doesn't mean you need to tag your opponent. No. Everything is legal here, and both men will be in there as well. This is very, very interesting to see the debut here on SmackDown. Tag team action to start things off here. Curtis Axel going up top, though. Oh, and Kofi will be in action later tonight as well, part of the New Day.
I really am curious on who decided to put Xavier Woods in this match and not Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston is a great superstar, by far way better than Xavier Woods. What is happening here?
Well, the thing is, the New Day decides they have their Freebird rules. They switch out members each and every time, and they decide just like they decided Kurt Axel over Bo Dallas. But I do want to ask you, I got to get the info, the lowdown from you, Ango, because I know you got the scoops here. What is the deal with Daniel Bryan? Who is he wrestling tonight? What's going on with Daniel Bryan?
Absolutely, Tony. So, from what I'm hearing, Daniel Bryan was cleared by doctors. He will be making his debut tonight, or his return to the new SmackDown Live show, which is awesome because the last time we saw Daniel Bryan was, on Monday Night Raw when he said goodbye to millions and millions of fans. But we do know that he's cleared. He is set to compete tonight. His opponent has not been named, so I'm not sure you know what's happening there. I know you want the scoops. I'm trying to give it to you the best I can. But Daniel Bryan, you know, he's cleared medically, and honestly, I don't know if it's a good thing. You know, Daniel Bryan's sure gonna beat Raw when it comes to ratings, but you know, we got to look at his health, and his health is the most important thing. With him getting back in the ring, maybe it's just too early. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm very, very excited to see that he's back. But I think he's still an idiot for doing what he's doing. He should not be competing in a WWE ring.
It's very interesting, though, when you think about it, because Daniel Bryan, some may say controversial, was misdiagnosed with his concussion, saying that he could never compete again. The doctors may have overlooked it. But now that he is actually cleared to wrestle, he's returning to SmackDown Live. Like you said, it might not be the smartest move for Daniel Bryan to come back. He is known to have a few concussions here and there. And speaking of concussions, I think Xavier might have one right there. But speaking of Daniel Bryan coming back, I don't know if it might be the best move, but we know Daniel Bryan's passion for the wrestling business, and you can't doubt him. That's all he wants to do is wrestle. He doesn't want to be a general manager. He doesn't want to run a show. He wants to wrestle, and that's what he does best.
Well, Tony, I do want to point out Daniel Bryan was the final pick of the WWE Universe Mode draft. So, as you can imagine, a lot of people probably did not see that coming. You know, it's just one of those things with a guy like Daniel Bryan. He's got the skill, he's got the moveset, he's got the charisma, and I appreciate somebody's passion for this business, because just like myself, I've put in several years in this industry. But a guy like Daniel Bryan, it just speaks very highly of his stupidity for wanting to get back in the ring. There is a reason other organizations weren't throwing offers at him. There's a reason why he didn't compete elsewhere. WWE is the very best. SmackDown is the very best. And if you're going to compete, you're going to do it at the very best level. But when you suffer neck injuries and back injuries, it's too much. And when is enough? When is enough? Okay? I want to know. Enough is enough, right? At some point, it's got to be enough. But I just don't understand why he wants to get back in the ring all of a sudden. He's got a wife, he's got kids now. It throws me off. I'm excited to see him back, but you know, one could only hope that everything goes smoothly.
Hold on, speaking of going smoothly, The Miz has the figure 4 leg lock in on Xavier Woods, and we could be seeing an end here for that. Is he going to tap out? Is that going to be the end? Is the New Day going to lose to the Miztourage? No.
One of the best things Miz has ever done was modeled his career after the great Ric Flair. Woo!
I will say this though, Ango, we were speaking of Daniel Bryan's return. There's a lot of unanswered questions, but I guess... Oh, the big ending coming up here. There it is! The big ending by Big E. I guess we'll get some answers later tonight in our main event when we see Daniel Bryan in action. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. It is going to be awesome. Daniel Bryan, the yes man, and Kofi, or Xavier, excuse me, sorry. I keep wanting to say Kofi because Kofi's usually the one that's wrestling in these matches, and Xavier's out there with the trombone. But now we got Curtis Axel going for the pin. 2, 3. He picks up the win. Xavier was distracted and giving Curtis Axel the pin there. Can you believe that?
Not shocking whatsoever. The Miztourage is one of the best. They are the A-listers. Listen, these guys run the red carpet. They run the wrestling ring. I don't even know why Miz is holding that stupid Intercontinental belt. He should be the world champion of this organization.
I cannot believe that off the distraction, we thought that Xavier and the New Day had the upper hand there. But it just came down to the very, very end, the last second there with the win, as you see Curtis Axel still fighting back, and the Miz able to kick out here. But Curtis Axel is getting that neck breaker right there, that neck breaker slam. And the Miztourage are successful. Look at the Miz giving him a pep talk, telling him that's how you do it. That's how you do it inside that ring. And what is a precursor to TLC this Sunday? We're going to kick off things with the women's division here on SmackDown as Emma goes one-on-one with Sasha Banks. Ango, what do you know about the upcoming TLC match as we're going to crown the first SmackDown Women's Champion?
Well, you know, Tony, I would like to tell you everything that you want to hear, but the women's revolution has been revolutionary. And for that reason, I'm not going to tell you what's happening at TLC. If you truly believe in the women of pro wrestling today, you will tune in. We have some exciting action. Look at Emma. Emma has become a star, and I just want to elaborate on something that happened last night on Monday Night Raw. Emma was watching, okay? She was backstage. She was watching the female superstars of Monday Night Raw, and I can certainly tell you, Emma hates being put on the back burner. So today, she is going to have the opportunity to make a mark that lasts forever.
That's right. As you remember, Emma tweeting out that she was glad she wasn't in that Divas Battle Royale because on SmackDown, they are going to hashtag give Emma a chance. So what an attitude that is saying for Emma to saying that she is going to be the premier women's athlete. And she is actually the first woman on SmackDown here. What a better statement that she wants the land of opportunity truly for Emma.
Well, you know, Tony, she has been treated unfairly ever since her main roster debut, okay? It's no secret that Emma, who has the skill set, the move set, the entrance, she has the charm, she has the looks, but she's been treated unfairly, and the reason why is because you have divas like Sasha Banks. Look at her. Look at the way she runs down to the ring, and she's got all this swagger. You know, it's not about swagger, Tony. It's about, you know, it's about having the it factor, and I truly believe Emma has the it factor.
Well, that could very well be true, but she's going to have to go with the former women's champion herself here, Sasha Banks, the boss. And this is going to be a tall order for both of them as they both want to make their mark here on SmackDown, the land of opportunity as we're calling it still, because that's what it is. This is an opportunity to prove to not only yourself but to the entire WWE locker room, and for them, the women's revolution could be on their back if they're able to get a win here. Emma, all she wanted was a chance. She wasn't getting it on Monday Night Raw, so she took her talents to SmackDown, got drafted, and now we're going to see if she's able to get a win here. There's no bubble popping here. This is serious business for Emma here on SmackDown Live.
It's definitely serious business, but look at these two. They're both great athletes. There's no denying that. I think when you look at Sasha Banks, she has the accolades, multiple-time women's champion, but Emma is starting off on a hot start, and the reason why is because she has something to look up to. She has not carried a main roster title at all since being on Raw or SmackDown, and now that she's on SmackDown, she feels like she has something to prove, and I think the WWE Universe will see that tonight.
What's interesting is we do not know anything really about who's going to be in the match at TLC to crown the first ever women's champion. I know there is still some scouting going on there. Depending on how this all plays out, that could change the landscape of the women's division on SmackDown. Do you have any idea what type of match or what, like how many opponents, competitors, any of that for TLC?
Absolutely, Tony. So I am very proud to announce that the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship belt will be defended in a fatal four-way tables match at TLC. And I really want to say shout out to the largest fan base, the greatest fan base. The WWE Universe made themselves known last night on Monday Night Raw. I saw the comments everywhere. People did not believe that SmackDown had a superior women's division, and I'm going to showcase 4 of the greatest talents at this upcoming pay-per-view, and you guys will be very, very happy.
Wow, what an exciting announcement there. A tables match, women's 4-way tables match to determine the first SmackDown Women's Champion. And again, like we said, this match could play into who's actually going to be in that match, if Emma or if Sasha Banks could get the win here. I mean, It is anybody's ball game right now. Oh, up and down she goes. And again, Emma, like you said, she had that. If you don't know a lot about Emma, she had that history in NXT. She was a main star in NXT. But again, so was everyone else when they were in NXT. But it just counts when you get to the main roster and you get to SmackDown, whether you can perform or not. And Emma is finally getting that chance against Sasha Banks here tonight.
Absolutely. And one thing I do want to ask you, Tony, you know, just based on what you've seen and what you've heard from the WWE universe, is it true that Stephanie McMahon is looking to get back in the ring? I'm hearing sort of rumors. I just, you know, I'm not sure what she wants to do exactly in the ring, but perhaps maybe you can enlighten us.
Yeah, she is a McMahon, and that means a lot when it comes to competing, because that's what they are. They are competitors. They like to crush the competition. I would not be surprised if she was up last night till midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., doing workouts at the gym. I don't know if you follow her on Instagram, you see her and Triple H working out at the gym, but they work out at midnight, 2 a.m. They have a family, and they're still putting in the work at the gym. You don't need to worry about Stephanie McMahon. She is ready whenever she wants to get in that ring, and with that McMahon name, she could very well put herself in a title match at any point if she wants to do such a thing.
So, you know, she's my boss, you know, so I'm gonna make sure that I do my job the right way. But when you look at competitors like Asuka or Nia Jax or, you know, let's be honest, even Maurice, like these are all people that have wrestled. And Stephanie McMahon was never a wrestler. So I'm just, you know, I'm trying to think of how this could possibly work for her. There is a lot of extreme awesome talent here on SmackDown
Hey,
Live.
don't put it past her. She is a former women's champion herself, be it in strange fashion, but she did hold that title at one point during the McMahon Helmsley era. And Sasha Banks going for the pin here. And that might be it for Emma. Emma's chance to shine on SmackDown. No, she kicks out. But again, let's talk about that deep women's division on SmackDown, because like you said, I think a lot of people overlooked it with Monday Night Raw. As Sasha, before we talk about that, we're going to see what Sasha's got here. The boss. Oh, she misses there. And there it is. That might be it. She's looking for it. The bank statement. Can she get the win here? And that is it. We didn't even have time to talk about that deep women's division as Sasha Banks makes Emma tap out here. Again, we have Jacqueline Ivory, Emma, Maurice, Mickie James, Stephanie McMahon, Carmella, the Bella Twins, Paige, Tamina. They're all on SmackDown along with Nia Jax. Uh-oh. And she's going to show some respect. And a respect goes a long way for Emma. I don't know why she would want to show that sportsmanship here when she just lost, but I guess it's better to make friends than enemies here on the land of opportunities. And up next, we have Jason Jordan versus Cesaro. Kurt Angle's son versus newly split from The Bar, no longer with Sheamus, is Cesaro here on SmackDown, Ango.
Yeah, you know, Tony, I got to admit, I spoke to Cesaro earlier in the day, and he feels like this is going to be a great opportunity for him to really make it to the very top of the SmackDown roster. Now, obviously, Jason Jordan, who is now the son of Kurt Angle, crazy how life happens, but he is the son of Kurt Angle, and a lot of people have a target on Jason Jordan's back. Well, we'll see what happens tonight, but obviously two strong superstars going at it. One has to think something big can very well be happening soon to SmackDown Live.
I'm sure this is, again, like we like to call it, we've been saying this, I feel like I'm running dry here on this, but the land of opportunity, and it really is true here because we don't know what the landscape for TLC is yet. We only know a few matches. We know what's going on the Raw side, but the SmackDown side is pretty much a blank canvas when it comes to it. And that's what's the best part about it, is because anything can really happen and anything truly will happen, as Jason Jordan is going to take on who I say is one of the most misutilized superstars in all of WWE, and that is Cesaro. I feel like he should be a main event guy, and he's here on SmackDown, and we'll see if he can prove that he can hang in the main events. It looks a little bit different with the SmackDown entrance here.
Absolutely, Tony, but that's the thing about Cesaro. He is able to adjust on the fly. It doesn't matter where he is in the world. He is always putting on a show. And as you can see, he is repping the Cesaro section very proudly. Now, one thing I do want to mention to you, Tony, Jason Jordan, we have seen a little bit of an attitude shift with Jason Jordan, okay? Jason Jordan is not the same guy that we've seen weeks ago competing against Elias Sampson on Raw. This is a whole different Jason Jordan, and he is fighting to prove that he is the best. But when you have Cesaro, who has fought around the world, it's pretty obvious Cesaro has much more to prove than Jason Jordan. How many times has Cesaro been buried? How many times are we not going to allow this guy to really showcase his skill?
Well, it is the Swiss Superman versus the American Alpha, Jason Jordan. And I do just want to mention, for all you that may have not seen the draft, well, Kurt Angle was drafted onto SmackDown as well. Oh, and Jason Jordan is picking up Cesaro and slamming him down. So what does that mean? Do you have any indication? I mean, have you spoke to Kurt Angle? How is he going to be perceived being on the same brand as his illegitimate son?
Absolutely, Tony. Well, from what I'm hearing backstage, Kurt Angle wants to compete in a ring again. Now, we all know about his stint where he made an impact elsewhere, but Kurt Angle firmly believes he is healthy and he is ready to go. So the real question is, are we going to see Kurt Angle and Jason Jordan team up? Well, I guess we'll have to find out.
That would be what a great pairing that would be for both of them. But as we know, Jason Jordan is no longer part of a tag team. He's running solo, as well as Cesaro. Both men want to prove that they can hang on their own here. And what I will say is probably two of the greatest wrestlers here on SmackDown Live in Jason Jordan and Cesaro.
Well, exactly, and that's a very fair point. You know, I like to stay neutral on this cause, Tony, but I gotta say, I think you are giving too much credit to these guys. They're good, but they're not at the very top just yet. They have stuff to prove. They got to get it done tonight. And one of these guys will be victorious, and it's only a matter of who will get the 1, 2, 3 pinfall.
Exactly. Here we have Cesaro picking up Jason Jordan here. And there he does, slams him down. You have to wonder, what do you think their former tag partners, Sheamus and Chad Gable, what do you think they have going through their mind right now, knowing that they were not drafted to either shows? They have to sit around and hopefully wait that one day maybe a brand will pick them up, or maybe we'll do a superstar shakeup, or maybe, you know, there's another draft and they could get drafted. I mean, that's got to be a bummer for Sheamus and Chad Gable.
Absolutely. You know, Sheamus is a former world champion, and Chad Gable was just never able to click with the WWE universe. So as far as Chad Gable goes, he could stay in the back of the unemployment line. As far as Sheamus goes, maybe, just maybe, we will see him soon.
Who knows? Anything is possible here in the WWE universe. We aren't limiting ourselves here. And I want to tell you is that anything can show up. Anybody can come out. It doesn't matter. Nothing is set in stone here right away. And
well, hold your horses.
Hold on, I was just going to comment on him taking it to Cesaro is Jason Jordan right now. Continue, my friend.
Thank you for allowing me the chance to talk. I am the star of the show, Mr. You know, like I said, Jason Jordan's got a target on his back. People know about his relationship with his father, Kurt Angle. Is that going to be an issue for Jason Jordan? I have no idea. You know, Cesaro doesn't have too many friends backstage as well. So at the end of the day,
wait, what?
Oh my God.
Braun Strowman? But
no
what
way.
is Braun Strowman doing? But the distraction, Braun is not out here yet. There was just a distraction. Cesaro has him in the sharpshooter. It was a distraction by what? Braun Strowman did not actually come out here. Wait a minute. Was this mind games? Or was Braun Strowman actually going to come out? I'm confused, Ango.
Tony, Braun Strowman and Jason Jordan have never been seen backstage together. Why would Braun Strowman distract Cesaro? And by the way, Cesaro picked up the win here. I am totally thrown off right now. For those who don't know, ladies and gentlemen that is watching, Braun Strowman was the 4th pick in the WWE Universe Mode draft. I am completely blown away by hearing that music. I did not expect Braun to be making a appearance.
You have to assume it wasn't Braun Strowman, but more of a mind game? Because Braun Strowman didn't actually come out, and that is unlike Braun Strowman. If Braun Strowman wants to make an impact, he'll come out there, and he'll come right out there. So I'm not so sure that was really Braun Strowman on his way out to the ring.
Yes, this is a wonderful night for SmackDown Live, but not a wonderful night for Chad Gable, or Jason Jordan for that matter. And the reason why I say that is because Chad Gable wanted to be on SmackDown. He wanted to be on the main roster, and Chad Gable's no longer to be seen, and he just saw his former partner, Jason Jordan, lose a match live on SmackDown television. Things are not looking well.
We are ready for our triple threat match here as we have Finn Balor, Kofi Kingston, part of the New Day, and new singles competitor Scott Dawson, no longer with Dash Wilder and the Revival. We're going to see how this plays out tonight in our triple threat match. This is going to prove what the landscape of SmackDown is going to be like, Ango.
Absolutely. Scott Dawson is my favorite going into this match. I got to tell you, I spoke to Dash Wilder the other day. He admitted that he was upset about not being drafted, but he was proud of his former tag team partner for getting the chance that he always wanted. Scott Dawson had mentioned before that he wanted to be a WWE World Champion at some point in his career, and now he may have the opportunity to do that, especially because he's going one-on-one against two of the largest superstars in all of WWE. That's right. Look at it from this perspective, my friend. I am not a jokester. When I tell you these guys are the real deal and they're the biggest superstars, I am absolutely telling you that they are better than Sting. They are better than Scott Steiner. They're better than Triple H. They are better than The Rock. It's just going to take you some time to realize that, but we are dealing with the future in this matchup.
And definitely Finn Balor could be the future on the SmackDown brand if he's able to pick up a win against Scott Dawson and Kofi Kingston here tonight. Finn Balor not tapping into that demon. I did have a chance to talk to Finn Balor over SummerSlam weekend, and I asked him about that demon personality, and he said he has it inside of him all the time, but when the time is right, he will tap into that demon and help him find that place to get the victory.
How stupid is that, Tony? You have to dress up like a demon to feel like a demon. Look at Scott Dawson. No flips, just fists. The reason why he is the best in the business, he's got that old school style of pro wrestling. And you know what? It doesn't take a gimmick to make him feel larger than life.
We'll have to see if Scott Dawson can pick up the victory here against a former Universal Champion in Finn Balor. He would love to get to the top of the mountain again, but as you know, Ango, once you get to the top of the mountain, it is very hard to stay at the top.
No, maybe it's hard for you to stay at the top, but when it comes to Ango, Ango's always on top. By the way, you know who else will be joining me on top? Kofi Kingston. His brothers lost tonight. I don't know if you saw that, but the New Day was not successful. But the reason why Kofi Kingston's in a singles match is because he is the very best out of that group, and it's very obvious once he cuts those stupid dreads and he changes his persona, he stops acting and dancing around like a little child. Once he stops doing that, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. Kofi Kingston Oh my goodness, it is so true, my friend. It's very, very true.
We'll have to see as Scott Dawson comes out here. Again, that old school mentality you were talking about. He is the one that wants to get it done in the ring with lariats, with fists, with snapmares, the old school wrestling style. Some may compare him to the Andersons, Arn Anderson, sure, but he would love to raise his own path here and become a hashtag top guy.
And that's exactly what he's going to be, Tony. Look at Finn Balor. Finn Balor used to be a world champion, and what happened? He got injured, and he showed that he couldn't do it anymore. So I'm telling you right now, it's okay to firmly believe that Finn Balor is the best, but tonight you will realize that Scott Dawson is in fact the very best. And I like your comparison to Arn Anderson because Scott Dawson is far greater than Arn Anderson, but I appreciate your comparison.
Well, here we go. The entrance of Kofi Kingston is coming up right now.
WWE Universe! Don't you dare be sour! Clap for your longest reigning tag champs and feel the power! It's a new day, yes it is!
And here comes the fun-loving Kofi Kingston. You think he should drop the New Day gimmick. He should stop dancing and prancing and having a good time. But I say, whatever works and whatever gets the job done, he is a tag team champion. So who am I to tell him what to do?
He's a tag team champion with a bunch of fools, with a bunch of clowns. You know what? I understand this is a PG product, but I don't understand how you could dance around to the ring. This is all about being a champion. You should look like a champion, act like a champion. And you know who's going to do that very well? It's going to be Scott Dawson. But like I said, Kofi Kingston's a great wrestler, and if he changes his attitude, I could see very big things coming from him. But when is he going to learn that he needs to get away from Big E Langston and Xavier Woods? And hopefully he's going to learn today.
Well, we'll see if that comes true as Kofi Kingston, Finn Balor, and Scott Dawson of the former Revival are going to go here. One-on-one-on-one. Triple threat rules means one pinfall to a finish. And anything can happen in a triple threat match. Now, Ango, I keep talking about it, but I want to reiterate on it one more time. Daniel Bryan will be returning to action in our main event later tonight.
Thanks for the reminder, Tony, but how many times am I going to have to tell you he is an absolute idiot? Daniel Bryan, goodness gracious, he's had a wonderful career as a WWE superstar. We've seen him in Japan, we've seen him in the Indies. He's made big waves everywhere he's gone, and I'm very proud to say that Daniel Bryan is back on WWE television. But you know what? Leave the wrestling to the professionals. He is not healthy. He cannot do what he wants to do. If he thinks he could just dive around and jump around in the ring like a stupid idiot, then that's exactly what Daniel Bryan's going to do. But the thing is, he has kids, he has family, he has a career to look out for. And I understand how bad he wants to wrestle, but how stupid can you be? This is the return of Daniel Bryan, but I think this may be the very well last time that we see Daniel Bryan, if he does, in fact, lace up those boots tonight.
Oh, and here's a pin from Finn Balor. No, only a one count there. I would have to disagree with you. When Daniel Bryan sees all of his best friends out there, all of his buddies wrestling, doing the job that he is born to do, and the doctors misdiagnosed him and said, you know what, you should probably retire. But you know what? It wasn't his time to retire. He should have actually continued to wrestle. That's got to eat him inside. I saw the footage of him backstage crying, just upset. He didn't know where his life was going when his wrestling career ended, and now he can finally get back on that path again and work towards those goals of becoming a champion one day again.
Listen, I love the fact that Daniel Bryan is going to be able to fulfill his dream, but who is going to be the one to tell Daniel Bryan that this is not acceptable? Okay, I understand he was the last pick in the WWE Universe Mode draft, and I understand that he wants to compete, but somebody out there with a brain, other than me, of course, needs to explain to Daniel Bryan why he should not be competing tonight on WWE SmackDown.
All right, I guess.
And you know what, Tony? Do you want the blood on your hands? let me just get this figured out, because you keep talking about Daniel Bryan like you love this guy. Like this guy is your favorite superstar on the roster. But I'm watching an entertaining match, by the way, and you want to talk about Daniel Bryan? Do you want the blood on your hands? Do you want to know that next time you wake up, you might be the reason for why Daniel Bryan can no longer walk or wrestle again?
Excuse me, but if Daniel Bryan is cleared to wrestle, he's cleared by the doctors. I say, A-okay, get in there and wrestle, man.
The doctors that we have hired on this program are stupid, okay? And I don't think we need to...
Hold on, drop kick. Don't you insult the medical staff to make sure that each of our athletes are active and healthy before they get in that ring. Uh-oh, Finn Balor looks like he was going up for the coup de grace. Scott Dawson going up, though, and he's going to take him off the top rope. Uh-oh, but Kofi's down there. Is he going to land on top of Kofi? No, Kofi getting out of the way as Finn Balor. Hurricane Rana off the top rope. What a reversal by Finn Balor, but Kofi Kingston is right there. And that's those triple threat rules, Ango.
Absolutely, triple threat rules. It looks like Kofi Kingston is now in control. But before you were dumb and started to interrupt me, when I talk about the medical staff, that's right. I'm going to break the wall right here. I'm going to tell you exactly like it is. If anybody wants to know about our medical staff, yes, we need to do an upgrade. And you know who you need to ask about why we need to do this upgrade? Just ask CM Punk.
All right, that doesn't matter here because we have this triple threat rules going on here. And Scott Dawson taking it to him. We will not mention that guy on our television program here. Of
course, you just want to hide and you want to deny the facts.
And but Scott Dawson gets the win. There's the facts for you. Just fists get it done inside that ring as Scott Dawson gets the pin over Finn Balor, the favorite that you picked to win this match.
They say I have a wrestling mind. They say I'm a wrestling genius. Of course, whoever I predict will win the match. Scott Dawson definitely has to be in line for a title match at some point here on WWE SmackDown. And I look forward to seeing more things come from Scott Dawson.
And Scott Dawson able to pick up a victory here in this triple threat match, getting the pin on Kofi. And that is all that she wrote as Scott Dawson goes on. And we'll see what the future has for him. The future is definitely bright for him. The TLC lights are shining on him, and we'll see as we're getting ready for the main event later tonight with Daniel Bryan returning to action. And what is this? The modern day Maharaja is coming out?
Stop. It's not the modern day Maharaja, okay? Tony, when you speak of Jinder Mahal, you call him the modern day Maharaja.
This is supposed to be the in-ring return of Daniel Bryan.
Well, let's see what he has to say.
A lot of you have been doubting me lately, wondering if I have what it takes to go to the distance. Well, then maybe it's time I set the record straight on a few things. We have heard a lot of people with a lot of negative things, Ango.
Oh, we have. It's been pretty negative, and I would have to say it's probably my broadcast partner.
Now, you all know we've got some pretty crazy characters in the WWE. There's this one Bucker boy back there that's really grinding my gears lately. He's always strutting around like he's got something better than the rest of us, like he's some sort of rooster. Well, cuckoo, baby. If you haven't figured out by now, the person I've been talking about is Daniel Bryan, and it's time for us to settle this one-on-one in this very ring. What? Calling out Daniel Bryan, who was supposed to make his in-ring debut on SmackDown. Jinder
That
Mahal.
makes me laugh.
And here he comes in his wrestling gear. Like I said, he was ready to wrestle.
Well, Daniel, you might as well stop where you're at because you're dealing with the modern day Maharaja, and I promise you this is not the right thing for you to do. You need to stay. Stop walking towards the ring. Jinder Mahal will kick your ass.
We'll have to see about that. We'll see what's on Daniel Bryan's mind here. Again, like I said, ready to compete in action, but now being called out by Jinder Mahal. We'll have to see what's on the mind of Daniel Bryan here.
This is incredible. Tony, what did I tell you?
WWE Universe, thank you so much for that amazing response. But tonight, I need to get right down to business. There's something bothering me that I need to get off my chest right now, and it has to do with the man standing inside that ring. I can't say I'm surprised to see you out here. You and I have some problems lately. I'm sure the WWE Universe would be happy to watch us go at it because there's nothing I like better than performing for the WWE fans. And I'm sure they'd be more than happy to watch me kick your ass.
That's right, yes.
Don't hate me. I'm simply doing what every person in the WWE Universe wishes they could do. Come out here and make you shut the hell up.
Daniel Bryan better respect Jinder.
Are you really going to keep going with this crap? It's boring me. It's boring the WWE Universe. Hell, I bet even boring yourself. Now shut up before I shut you up for good. You have to excuse me, but I can't help but chuckle at our current situation. You see, for some strange reason, you think you're better than me. I hate to break it to you, but when it comes to in-ring talent, I'm the thoroughbred and you're the horse with a broken leg. So get the hell out of here before I put you down permanently. Those are strong words from Daniel Bryan.
Not exactly the words I would use when you're coming back from
I really
injury.
don't see any way out of this mess than to have a match. It's fine with me because I love the WWE and I love to compete in front of these amazing fans. So, we can do this tonight or at the next pay-per-view. Just say when and let's find out who's the better man. We're going to get it at TLC, Daniel Bryan and Jinder Mahal? What are you even doing out here? Did you win a contest or something? Talk smack to your favorite superstar? Well, playtime's over, little buddy. Now run along before you hurt yourself. I'm not out here to play. It isn't a game to me. I'm out here to prove that I'm the greatest WWE superstar on the planet, and the best way to do that is take you down. So let's go!
Is it going to happen tonight?
I've made my point. You know where I stand. You want to face me? Then this is where I'll be. If you want to crawl back in your hole until you actually grow up here, then be my guest. And Jinder Mahal leaves, and it looks like this is going to take place at TLC, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to be it for SmackDown here as we have Daniel Bryan and Jinder Mahal at TLC. Ango?
Tony, it was not my pleasure. I'm so glad this is over. I do not want to talk to you again. And it's a really good thing that Daniel Bryan gets to survive another day. As always, WWE Universe, we will see you soon.
I will let you guys know that we do also at TLC this Sunday. We have a tables match. A women's four-way tables match. Also, on the Raw side, we do have that WWE World Heavyweight Championship online as well as a whole lot of other action. You want to tune in on this Sunday, twitch.tv/TonyPizzaGuy. Make sure you hit that like button if you're watching this on YouTube. As always, we'll catch you later. For Tango with Tango, I'm at TonyPizzaGuy. We'll see you later.